guys, welcome back to Choose Your Own Path. Oh, today is, I have no idea, Tuesday? Yeah, let's say it's Tuesday. Just throwing up a little video together so I don't forgets me. Shop Kitty in the house. She's here. She says meow. That's all she says. All right. So today, what are we doing? We are printing another helmet. Something different. Let me turn you. All right, guys. So what we got going on here is called a Tank Trooper helmet. So it is in many pieces. How many pieces do we have? I think we are at 17 or 18 pieces that we have to put together. Now, we got a little bit of a problem. Sorry about that. We got a heat sensing problem with our new ender. Something's got to be looked at. It's just pissing me off. The King Rune is just, I don't know. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm bringing it in to a buddy's anyway. The FL Sun, it got a clog, and then this kind of got screwed up. Pissed me off. I'm letting it sit, just not feeling it right now. So really, the only thing that's working is the IDEX, the triple IP. Believe it or not, all been done by that guy. That bad boy is just working its ass off. So what we did was we printed pieces and we started putting them together. Like I always number all my pieces. And then the thing is we don't have a diagram to what goes where. For some reason in the file, I took it off of Thingiverse. It doesn't tell me what's what. So having numbers helps, so you know where to go. They sort of click together. Not click, I shouldn't say that. I'm doing the weld, and it's an ugly weld. They weld on the insides just for attaching it, and then we could fix it later. But then again, with our helmet, we will be putting, you can either use Bondo or wood filler, and they'll hide up all those lovely marks so you won't see them. And hopefully, and I say hopefully, that this will be big enough to be like a wearable one. I didn't look at the file. I'm just so tired nowadays. I really don't care anymore. I just want to print and have fun. I love painting this stuff. So stay tuned. I put that up because I just wanted to see what was going on. Looks pretty big of a helmet. I'll figure out the numbers, come back to you guys. We'll hook it up. I'll show you what I'm doing, how I weld them together. All right? All right, guys. So I told you I would bring you on the ride for putting the helmet together, but you know what? It's a pain in the fucking ass, tell you the truth. I really like it when we can just print them in a couple of pieces. Like I said, there was some like 16 or 18 pieces to glue together kind of thing. I sort of welded. What I did is, I'm going to just show you quickly. I welded them together. Welding means that putting the pieces together and then just taking the hot, you can use a hot knife, you know, the ones that you burn, whatever, or whatever you got that's going to do it. But anyway, if you put them together and you touch them, they can weld together. Plastic will melt on plastic, right? So yeah, so we got that together quite a bit. Then all I did was I added wood filler to the cracks of everything. Now if you add wood filler, just be aware that it will take away any other stuff like your designs. Like if you get them into the cracks, like there's supposed to be like a little round piece right here, not a round piece, but like it's like a design, right? And wood filler got in there. Now I gotta basically kind of pick it out, which is no problem. So I'm gonna just start off with sanding down our piece here, and I'm just using, I think this is like a 180, or you know what, I don't remember the number on this thing anymore. But anyway, it's a softer, it has some coarseness, but it's not as coarse as like an 80, we'll say. And I'm just gonna go about and sand, literally just sanding the whole thing right back down. So I'm gonna have that worked on, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, guys, so we're just gonna continue our video. I just wanted to show you guys, in the last video or two I've made, we used resin from our either Lego Mars the 3D printer we were using, we had little extras and stuff like that. Today we're going to try something different. I have the Poron, which is, you know, your 2 parts epoxy. Now, I've used this quite a bit. If you follow the series of what I do, is when I finish carving or I would add some of this on it. And what it does is it'll definitely strengthen and harden and, you know, fill in the gaps of what we're doing. Now, after some sanding, I was thinking I was going to shoot it with some paint and primer paint, but then I sat there and I'm going, that's a lot to do. You know, like, why waste that right now? So what we're going to do, now this is going to have to take, you know, a couple of hours, like almost a day of drying time. I'm going to leave it outside the shop here. We're going to hang it up. But what we're going to try to do is we're going to cover it. We are going to definitely cover it. So let me just mix up and I'll get back. So let's just see what happens when we add. Well, what's going to happen? Nothing. It's just going to cover it, right? We know that for a fact. What we want to do is we want to cover the whole print. Now, what this will do is it'll also smooth out the lines that we see that we couldn't sand down. Unless you're very aggressive with your sanding, meaning that some people sand their whole prints down to where it's smooth. You know what? I'm not that. I don't know what they call them. It's 501 approved or something like that. Whatever. These people are making helmets that are like they need the approval for. I don't need anybody's approval. I'm showing you guys what I can do, and it's fun. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I'm not selling these guys out. You know, I barely get requests to purchase much when it comes up to my, you know, my crafting. So I'm not really worried. I just want to have fun and show you guys that this is what YouTube's about. There's always somebody out there who's going to create something, and you know, if you guys like watching it, that's even better. It's even fun because, you know, there's always somebody out there that'll do something. I'm not out here to, you know, this is not like, I'm not here to grow attention where I need to be, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm not. That's not me. What I want to do is say, hey, look at me and look what you can do and look what I can do. You know, that's what I'm all about. We have our characters out there on YouTube land that are absolutely ridiculous. I can't handle watching some of the people. I don't even want to give these guys names out because, you know what, it's almost like giving them a shout out, and then they start, you know, they start picking on you because, oh, you're jealous and this, that. You know what, I ain't jealous of shit. I got more in my life than most people do, even being dead. I'm still a happy man, and you guys know it. I know it. We're all happy. That's why you're still here with me, because this is who we are. We're real. None of this bullshit crap. There's carvers out there, you know, carving with really good people, but yet they walk around with like no safety protection, swearing every second on their site. You know who I'm talking about. I don't have to tell you guys names because you know those idiots out there. And you know what? Those are the guys that, you know, they have all to say about everybody else. Like, oh, they're really nice to your face, but you know, once they get sick or once they hear what you have to say, now they get kind of mad at you and blah blah. I don't have time for that shit. You know what? You want to go watch them, those guys. Have at it. Have fun. I don't care. But don't come back on my site and say, oh, you shouldn't say that. You know what? Fuck you. My site. Do whatever I want. Like I said, I'm not here giving out names, but probably half of you guys know who I'm talking about. There's just jackasses that shouldn't be on YouTube. They're just horrible people. You know, and you got real good people that are on there, but you know, they kind of, you know, they're on the coattails of these guys where, you know, because they get shout outs and this and that from this guy, they think, oh wow, this guy's great. Well, or these guys are great. I shouldn't say this guy because I'm not picking on one certain person. Guys, if you're gonna start up a channel, be real. That's all I'm saying. Have fun. Show people what you can do. Be nice to everybody. You know, my feud is over with certain people. Okay, I'm bringing it back up. Yeah, blah blah blah. I'm you know, not a very nice guy at it, but it just gets to me sometimes, and I don't want to see it. You know, don't get involved with jackasses. That's all I'm saying. Or the word we use is dumbass, mostly, because that's who they are. They're useless to me and whatever. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. So, adding the epoxy will, again, strengthen this up, meaning it will harden up all the seams, which is what we want. This way you don't have to use super glue every minute. And also it will flatten, or it'll fall into some of these grooves, and hopefully it'll fill them up. And you know, from there you could keep on. You can probably add more. Nothing wrong with adding a bit more resin to it, and then keep on going on and on. Or we'll see what happens in this, and then if it, like, we'll give it a light sand where we need to, and we'll shoot it with a can of spray of primer. And if that shows us there's not too many places left to have to cover, then we're good. If not, we're just going to go back to using the wood filler, and we're going to go on top of it. Now, this is my way of doing stuff. Of course, you know that. I always say it. This is my technique, my method. I'm trying it for the first time with this stuff. Again, the only thing about it is it takes a while for all this stuff to dry. So let me finish this and show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, so we got it all coated up. We got the little fan in the background. We didn't do too much on the inside. We just used whatever's left in there. It's just sort of spinning because I kind of twisted it, which is good because the wind will let it dry. It's pretty hot outside. It's pretty hot. We're in, Winnipeg, and we're not getting as bad as some of the other provinces, but yeah, it's hot here. So we're gonna let that dry till tomorrow. It has to. There's no way that thing's gonna get dried in the next couple hours. And then we'll lightly sand it, and then we'll see where we're at with some of the markings. So it dries up pretty fast at times. You can see there's some spots that are dried already. Not dry, but it's soaked into it, I guess, which is fine. And if there's any heavy spots, that's fine too. We could sand those down. We'll just get some sandpaper. First time trying it this way. So yeah, so let's go on to making this the end of the video, so you guys at least saw this much, and we'll continue on, we'll say either tomorrow or the next day, depending how long it takes to dry, and what we're going to do in the next steps. All right, guys, so if I can do it, you can do it. Choose your own path, and stay tuned for, I guess, part something too. All right.